See, see here,
So if they succeed, then
see, China is already playing what we can say, hidden lot of politics at the global level. Just to share with you, China's renminbi has been added in SDR, though this news has not been highlighted.
yeah.
SDR, special drawing rights. It is also a part of IMF's reserve currency, whereas this demand was raised by India so many times, to which we were rejected, but China has been included. Second, China has $1.1 trillion of investment in US Treasury bill. That is the reason why US is unable to pressurize it openly, because then they clearly say, I'll withdraw my investment. And right now, even US is in such a position that if they withdraw now, even US cannot bear that knee-jerk reaction. So there are a lot of issues. Plus, yes, it is attempting. See, BRIC banks, now to be very frank, it is more of a symbolic bank. It has nothing much to do. Though we have formed it and Sri Kamath has been made the chairman, but the way right now the BRIC economies itself are in such a dire situation, I don't think that bank will be able to make much of an impact as of now, unless Asian region first stabilizes. See, there obviously, see, China we cannot rule out because its size is big. Obviously, it has its own influence. But as of now, definitely it creates a threat. But rather than creating threat for others, it has to first sort out its own problem. See, right now what their prime minister is telling, that instead of moving with the investment-led model, which they were following for years, now they say we'll go with a consumption-led model. But even that model will take a lot of time to show results, because demographic dividend is something which take years to come. So right now they will have, their first focus should be reduce this debt, leverage capital, and bring their economy back on track. Because if China is in slowdown, world over commodity markets will never have a bull run, and that will affect global economy as well. See, amalgamation and mergers of PSU, it has two roadblocks. One is basically unions should agree, where unions are very powerful, so that creates a challenge. And second is, even after the merger, the government will have to ensure that there is efficiency. See, at least this government, what a good step they have taken is that they are trying to ensure that PSU boards are free from political interference, and that is why they have formed that bank board bureau, which will try to see that banks work more independently, more professionally. So that is the need of the hour. See, we need to make banks that when they lend money, they are more objectively evaluated rather than lending money on somebody's phone call. See, TFA is just one example. If you just take Bhushan Steel, they have taken 40,000 crore rupees. Nobody knows where that money has gone. This is one of the examples. See, it is getting highlighted because of the kind of life he was living, and he was showing that on the camera. That is why he came into spotlight first. Otherwise, there are a lot of people. DLF, this thing, chairman, celebrated his 80th birthday and spent 22 crore rupees on one night party. A lot of things had come in media. And then they say that we find it difficult to pay EMI to the bank. See, every model will have its benefits and limitations. See, GDP is what? GDP is E plus I plus C. E is exports, I is investment, C is consumption. Now, it depends upon what stage you are into. See, China went with that investment model, nothing wrong with that. The problem was they did excess investment than what was required. They followed tidal wave theory. Now, what is a tidal wave theory? Their size of their economy was 10 trillion. They invested 50%, 5 trillion into infrastructure creation. So that has created excess capacity. Anything excess will always ghost towns. Yes, there are a lot of cities in China which have been actually labeled as ghost town, because their infrastructure is there, nobody to use it, because so much of excess capacity they have created. Whereas we are talking of consumption based economy. But see, US is also consumption based economy, but the difference is, in India we consume with our own money. Ownership money is still there in the circulation. We still have a culture that we avoid loans relatively. But whereas US entire consumption theory is based on leverage capital. They feel that borrowing is our right. So there is a difference in attitude and approach. Clear? So no theory is wrong. It depends upon how we apply that theory and at what point we are applying that theory. See, before 50 years we were having totally socialistic view. We said that we are a mixed economy, but practically we were basically driven by socialistic concepts, whereby PSU companies were given entire dominance. What was the result? In 1990, we had balance of payment crisis because there was no accountability with government expenditure, government this thing. So then we shifted to private sector model. See, the best part is what? We have to go with a capitalism model, but with a reform, with a human face. It should not happen that capitalism benefits only few and the rest is hurted. See, to be very frank, in India, we don't want a WhatsApp company where four people sit and make $100 billion. That is of no use. We want a company which is of even 1 crore but creates 10,000 manual jobs. That will solve the problem. See, we have to go to the grassroots level rather than giving hi-fi concepts at the higher level. Because in any case, the upper class is well satisfied and they have other things to manage. The problem is with the lower people, and unless they benefit, the economy won't grow on track. Yes. Sir, it will have a positive impact in the sense that lot of spending will come. See, seventh pay commission and that ORP, one rank, one pension. So that together will cost around, I think, crore. It will have two impacts, sir. First, it will increase spending, so definitely there will be liquidity and it will create demand and consumption. But at the same time, how much fiscal deficit then they will be able to manage is a question mark. See, right now our fiscal deficit is at 3.5%, and this figure was liked by FIIs very much on 20th February's budget, and that was the reason why in March we had 30,000 crore rupees coming from them. The foreign investors were pleased with the way government assured them that we will manage fiscal deficit. But going ahead, if this figure comes out, this expenditure is made, and if the fiscal deficit shoots above 4%, then again it will have different implications in the form of foreign investments. But in any case, what I again feel is that basically ORP should be implemented because it is the military people who are protecting us. So at least for there, where we should not go with economic logic and this. We have to help them and that should be implemented. As far as 7th pay commission is concerned, yes, government is committed because that will ensure that they get lot of votes also in the coming this thing. Also, yes, they will accordingly try to increase that. See, last one question. नहीं नहीं प्लीज प्लीज नो प्रॉब्लम GST हाँ हाँ lose out. See, yes. नहीं नहीं it is नहीं. See, basically what you said is, to be very frank, not written anywhere, but that is what the underlying logic is. It is perfectly correct. See, what has happened is that if GST comes, initial 2 years inflation will shoot up because various industries will be affected it by different way. In fact, in BSc we had invited experts, had lot of discussions on GST because we wanted to know how it will affect the broking industry, because there itself the model is unique. The broker has a registered office in one state, his clients are located in 29 states. So does it mean that he has to obtain 29 registration, or it has to be as per where his registered office is, or it is as per where client is situated? So there were a lot of issues. So we had called a lot of experts on this subject. Now that what you exactly said, okay, right now what has happened, see, there are 100 countries which have implemented GST where revenue has come mind-boggling, but that is after a gestation period. Within that gestation period, obviously inflation goes up, even the balance sheets of corporates will get affected in a big way, and within 2 years there are elections. To be very frank, last monsoon session only the GST would have seen the light of the day if government deliberately had not touched the Herald issue. They touched that Herald issue, Congress as usual did not allow the House to function, and GST went out of the toss. So it is a question actually, even, see, see, in see 50%, see 50, they will not do it. See, No, sir, there the issue is what? 50% of bureaucrats, forget the ministers, 50% of the bureaucrats themselves are not comfortable with the GST issue, because what they have been trained years together with the current system of taxation, where there are a lot of things for them to handle and enjoy. If GST comes, that everything goes out of the window. So that is why it's a fact that 50% do not want that particular bill to see the light of the day, and for that, luckily they are able to get a lot of reasons to blame it on opposition, this, that. So that is one thing. So GST is a issue where I really feel if government is really committed, it may bring in. But how much benefit they will get after bringing is a debatable thing. They may lose out election because common man will feel that महंगाई ऊपर चली गई, so they are of no use. It is a long-term solution. Obviously, in the short term, it will harm the economy, rather harm the common man because inflation rises. Second, as far as your basically black money is concerned, see, lot of hue and cry made. Has any money come in? No. In the name of rather black money, the fear is tax harassment will now start taking place. The way government is basically telling that this is the last chance, in this VDIS you declare or you face the consequence. Here what will happen, lot of people will be unnecessarily harassed, and in order to collect tax revenue, because tax revenue collection is becoming a challenge for them because industry is not growing. So that will actually backfire rather than benefit, because that will also have negative impact when elections come, because if people feel that we are being harassed in spite of paying tax, or if I work hard and if I make money, and on that also people are doubting, why would I genuinely pay tax then? So these are the issues which will have, it is a two-sided sword actually.
What will be the effect on stock market?
The stock market, as we are already seeing, basically on stock market, any event globally which is negative brings our stock market down, because they withdraw money, foreigners. See, our markets are any case run by foreign institutional investors. So when they find there is some jittery sense, they withdraw the money, market goes down. When they put in money, the market comes up. So it is all the global cues that will play a major role. And yes, as far as our cues are concerned, right now monsoon is a major trigger. If monsoon, say, God forbidden, fails, or news starts coming in, it is less than normal, below normal, you will find lot of pressure on the markets.
What about if this next election, if Mr. Donald wins, what will be the effect?
See, that is very difficult to say, but yes, it will definitely have a lot of negative repercussions. Negative, obviously, because he is very clear in banning Indian companies, removing, he is very clear to have protection.
After coming to power, everybody
We don't know.
moderate.
See, that a time will only tell. See, as of now, what he is projecting, so that is where it is, yes, predicted. It is yes. He will have more of a protectionist policies. He doesn't want Indian companies, Indian people. His mindset is of a different kind. So we really don't know.
How long we can record actually? Again, in plan.
Thanks a lot of friends. I hope I was able to satisfy or give whatever little I knew. Thank you very much for a patient hearing.
Friends, actually we have just tried to cover the topic very fast actually. Only on the Friday actually we got the news only, and instantly we were able to catch Mr. Aditya ji for this program, and we are thankful to him for his presence. For a formal vote of thanks, I would request the Secretary to ask.
Thank you, Naresh ji. Thank you, Srinivas ji. It's always a pleasure to have you here and such informative deliberation with our people. Definitely, we would like to agree with you that we have more of an internal problem in our economy rather than external. And agriculture is one of the areas where the challenge lies, because I am also from that industry. 15% of GDP contribution and 55% of people dependent on agriculture is a big challenge for our governments, because to take out these people and put into industry is also a big challenge, where SMEs can employ them in a major way. So thank you very much for I think we should have Mr. Srinathas more often here for deliberation, and thank you for all for coming to this session. Thank you very much.